Hello YouTube, Kaitlyn here, and do you know what to do on your summer vacation? I have got the plan. I'm going to stalk my crush. I gotta make sure I keep on the up and up in everything that he's doing, and I was even thinking of enrolling in his summer camp. And then when I get back, I'm probably going to try to stuff myself into a suitcase and send myself over to Europe. Europe is where all the cool kids go for vacation, right? Not just some stupid local beach. And finally, I was thinking I would go all bling ring on a celebrity's mansion somewhere. I don't really want to steal stuff, but I mean, they're gonna be off in the Bahamas or on their private island or something, so why not share the wealth and I can just stay in their house while they're on vacation? Wow, no, that's not happening. So I do not endorse the stealing or stalking or stowing away on an airline to Europe. That's no. But I do understand that sometimes it can be hard figuring out what you're going to do over summer vacation because it's not always the best time for everyone, especially if you don't have a lot of money because it can start to get really expensive doing all the quintessential fun summer things. Okay, so then what am I supposed to do? Well, if you're worried about your crush, instead of stalking him, why don't you consider writing him a letter? And yes, I mean snail mail letter. I feel like that is one of the most romantic things that you can do. Write it with your actual hand, a pencil on paper, put a stamp in it, and put it in the mail. That is so old school. I know, right? But the great thing about this is you really have to think about it. It's not as easy as just sending a text message or a Snapchat or a Facebook message. Those are very instantaneous. You can even see when the person has received it or read it. There's a lot more mystery to handwriting letters and putting them in the mail. Is this like sponsored by the post office or something? Are they that desperate? Okay, so next you want to explore someplace new, like Europe, but you don't have the money to go to Europe. I've never been to Europe. So what do you do? First of all, books are really great and you can travel anywhere with those, but I know everyone will say that. Just read and travel the world with reading. And while I love reading, I don't want you to think that that's the only option you have for exploring the world. There's always going to be local history and museums and public parks in your area, and it may not seem as exciting, but sometimes you can discover things that you never would have because you didn't think to look before. And finally, if you go on Instagram, you're going to see people drinking expensive drinks, eating all kinds of fun summer food, lounging by a pool, and that can make anyone real jealous. So instead of focusing on what everyone else seems to be doing on social media, set a goal for yourself. And I really like creative goals. Growing up, I'd always set these fun goals for myself, like I'd want to write X many poems, or I would want to write a short story every week. One time I even started a science notebook where I would create experiments and detail my notes in them. One time I got really into tie-dyeing and everything I owned became like rainbow. I started sketchbooks over the summer and different art projects. One summer I even collected all the stone statues that were in my parents' and grandparents' lawns and then painted them. It was amazing. All of this is to say that summertime is a great time to come up with a project for yourself, maybe something that you've been thinking about during the school year and haven't been able to start, but now you have lots of time. So some kids may be coming back to school with a tan, but you're gonna come back with an amazing completed creative project. Oh yeah. So what do you guys think? What are you going to be doing this summer? Tell me down in the comments, and remember to like, favorite, share, and subscribe if this video made you smile. See you guys next Thursday.